I mean, that.
Yes, welcome back to yet another PlayStation Education. Today
PlayStation Education.
most certainly, I am one of your hosts, Jamin, very near and dear to my heart, Bassette, joined by James the Theyellowdart Bassette. And today we're going to talk about yet another topic that is in close proximity to the most important blood pumping vessel in my chest. Of course, we are going to talk about video games that we empirically know are only okay games. We're talking like 70s on the scale of 1 to 100, but we absolutely adore anyway. And that we absolutely adore anyway. Games that we would hold with some of our favorites.
Some of the best.
Despite we know that empirically they're not quite
good.
the best of the best. So I'm going to start us off real quickly. So I'll give you more time to think about yours. The Dot Hack series. A1 Josiah Bassette can back me up on this. I'm really looking forward to his feedback on this.
Yeah.
The Dot Hack games, they came out, there was 2 different major series. The original 4, and then the most recent 3, both on the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
And the gimmick was that it took place within a MMO, massive multiplayer online game, that was offline. You played a character in an MMO, but the game itself was actually offline. You played with other fictional MMO characters. You got emails from them. You could go to message boards and you could find cheats and walkthroughs. You could watch news about the game and about the game world. Everything about the aesthetic was perfect. In fact, we'll talk about this some other time, but it was the perfect example of a game world where even when the mechanics were a little repetitive, the combat wasn't that great. It got much better in the second series. But and the story was only okay, kind of meandering, but the world was so perfect and had such a great gimmick. Whenever the next game came out, which was another 25, 30 hours worth of story, they released it as a expansion to the MMO. And you'd get an email saying, oh, the new expansion is out. Would you like to download it? Everything about the aesthetic was perfect. And even to the point where the company that created it, Cyber 2 Connect, they made themselves the villain of the game. The evil CC2 Corporation, Cyber 2 Connect, CC2.
Wow.
It was a stroke of genius. And little things like going on chat rooms and like seeing someone's username and someone that you remember from the chat room, and then you play the game and you find that character in the game. You're like, oh my gosh, we should totally quest together. And just little things like that just made the game world seem so real. You could set your own desktop background and everything. It was just the little things made the game so amazing. Now, I don't have Metacritic in front of me. The games, I want to say, were in the high 60s when they released. The first game would get a little higher, maybe low to mid 70s. And then with each game that came out, they'd be like, they didn't really improve a whole lot. It's only been 6 months, but they didn't really improve a whole lot.
Didn't do much of anything.
Yeah. And so by the last one, would probably be low 60s. So it evens out to the high 60s, low 70s.
Yeah.
But to me, these games were... they were 90s with an asterisk. 90s where it was...
And by 90, I mean 60.
But they were beautiful games to me, and I loved them so much, and it pains me that there hasn't been a new one in so long. The closest thing we got is I just downloaded Project Cross Zone, which has Kite and Black Rose from those games. And that's the closest I'm ever going to get to a new Dot Hack. They've kind of put a hiatus on the series. Huge tear to my eye. I love those games so much. Jojo, please back me up here. And so I'm very curious about you. Is there any game series, or even if it's just an individual game, that you know when you go to the reviews or when you talk to people who've played it, they're all like, oh, it's only okay. But you're like, no, you don't understand. There's something about this you don't understand. This is amazing.
A game that comes to mind, a lot of people who I talk to about actually will back me up in the sense that it's not that great, but it's awesome still.
Yes.
And that's only because the people in my circle agree in this. It's a branch of the Pokemon series.
Mm-hmm.
Pokemon Snap.
Pokemon
Freaking
Snap.
Pokemon Snap. That game was just like a teaser. It was like, oh, you want a Pokemon game?
Oh, we'll give you a Pokemon game.
We're gonna put you in this weird thing that's on a random track at the beach, in the tunnel, and a volcano, and you're just gonna go through.
Oh, Pokemon in 3D. Oh, you wanted all 150? We'll give you like 40 some.
There were 68 Pokemon in the
At
entire
150.
thing, at 150, and all you could do was take pictures of them, throw apples at them, and play the Pokeflute.
The whole game was maybe an hour.
Yeah, it seriously was. Ask Josiah. I found it again. I played it. He went downstairs, comes back up, and I'm like, I'm done. He's like, what? It was nothing. I mean, it's such a simple game. It's just a quick through game. Like, for a love of Pokemon, I think is why I like it so much. I mean, it isn't all that great. The way Professor Oak judges the pictures
It's so arbitrary.
It is.
Oh, you got this picture of a Magmar. You can't see its face at all, but it takes up the whole picture. 1,000 points. Oh, you got this perfect picture of Pikachu that's perfectly framed as he's holding a beautiful butterfly. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, 12 points.
Not close enough to the front. And like, I could understand you get like bonus things. Like you throw the apple, and you get all the Charmanders to show up, and like the Charmander dinner and whatever, and they're all goofing up.
That's super cute.
He would only give you bonus points for it if they were all doing the same motion. In the sense that, I took a picture of one. Right, I thought it was super cool. There's like 5 of them. Right, two on the outside were jumping.
Yeah.
All right, and the little thing, and then two more were going and the one was actually eating an apple. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's so cool. Mm-hmm. But because I was focused on the one,
They only get points for the one.
That one, and it was like, oh, it's Bacchus' turn. Oh, it's not in center of frame. Ouch! You're close. Ew. I hated hearing that, especially when I was like, bullcrap, old man. That was a great picture. But I digress. Great game.
In Nintendo, you want to print some free money? An augmented reality game for the 3DS for Pokemon Snap, where you walk around your house and Pokemon suddenly appear and you take pictures of them with your 3DS. Pokemon Snap 2.
That is cool. I can see it because of the camera, like the weird head game or whatever, where it takes the background and just crops in the animated head things you have to shoot.
But instead, it's little Charizard walking on your floor. Oh, already got a picture. We can only press R to throw Pokeball or whatever you do. Pokebait.
Apple.
Yeah.
It said bait, but it's a picture of an apple. What that's about?
Who knows? And maybe Apple's copyrighted it. We get print money. Just
printing up money.
Come on, guys. Instead, you release that. You see that Pokédex app? We're gonna have to go rant sometime about Pokédex app. You buy it per generation.
Yeah.
And then someone's gonna correct me on this. I think it's like $7 per generation. So you're paying like, what is that, like 40 some bucks to buy all the generations, and all it is 3D things of Pokemon. It's basically their Pokédex entry that you can read on like your iPad.
Or like, I don't know, beat the game. Or just catch a Pokemon. I'm like, oh, I don't know what this one's about. Or, I don't know, Google anyone?
That should have been a free app as a commercial to get people to buy the new Pokemon game. What's up, Nintendo?
Agreed.
What's up, Nintendo?
Whatever.
Anyways, so those are our 2 games that empirically we know they're not that great, but we love them anyways, love them to death. There's plenty out there, so please share your own. What's the game that you know is, in your heart of hearts, you know it's a 70, but when you're by yourself and it's just you, it's a 90 with an asterisk.
Big old asterisk.
Big old asterisk.
Like Kim Kardashian.
Are we still talking Pokemon? We'll talk to you later. Love you guys. And this has been another PlayStation Education. Goodbye.
Can you English?
Yes, I am.